Welcome to the PTTS. Today's date is February 22, 2023, Wednesday. My name is Nang Hong Lam. So, pretty much there is a few things I needed to say about my current schedule. Basically, there's a few changes to it. So, well, yesterday I got into about an hour talk with my biological mother, Sophie Mahoy, and she told me that the coming up Monday there will be a house inspections. So, well, this, a while back ago, there was also a house inspections where I also made some video talking about the schedule with the house inspection coming up and things like that. And I was just saying that because of been moving around, hurrying around with my schedule, pushing my schedule, hurrying. So I just really didn't have much time to want to, being, basically because of the very tight schedule, it's privately a messy desk would be forgivable, kind of in a way, because of your, very busy schedule, would be a mutual to see that, okay, you have a messy desk, that's forgivable, that's understandable, that's the mutual, you just very busy schedule, kind of in a way, was, basically that was what I was saying, so kind of because of the house inspections, I have to make a change to that, kind of in a way, I have to take some step and really, straighten up my desk, straighten up my shelf and things like that. So I was saying that in some of the videos is a while back when the house inspection happened. So basically that's what, so in that 1 hour of talk with my biological mother, Sophie Mahoy, she was telling me that the coming up Monday there's going to be a house inspection. So I'm going to be straightening up some of my desks and shelves. So basically in this video, this video that it's right now I have decided to title it Patriot Versus Foreigner. So it's just, I felt that there is kind of in a way there is the whole both sides of the argument. There's both sides of the argument that is very kind of very kind of in a way not backing away. Both sides of the argument is just very determined. It will go kind of not backing away and very determined. So both sides, I'm very supportive with a lot of supportive. I felt that both sides are very determined to go all the way and very supportive. And at the same time, I'm concerned, having concerns about the house inspection, because it's just I felt that there should have been some kind of neutral to my very busy schedule, and especially I've been speaking in front of the camcorder, making many of these videos. It's kind of in a way, I felt that, there's some kind of mutual about the whole house inspection. So I just felt that it is, so it's just having some concerns about the whole house inspection, and kind of in a way felt neglecting about the mutual I have because of my busy schedule and things like that. So basically the reason that I titled this video Patriot Versus Foreigner is because of the following mutual. It's I felt that both sides have the determinations and supports is like I felt that it's like my argument is I felt that I just wanted kind of like in a way like it was just very my build-up status is very noticeable. I felt that it's like 199 first places and the president position. So I felt that it's very noticeable, and kind of like in a way, it's so especially people who don't really compete a lot in the Pro Tour / tournament and don't really campaign to rank up their status. So in a way, like, so kind of like in a way, I see that it is very noticeable in that comparison, and also as for like, so kind of like in a way, like when there is, I felt that I would want to, like if people who were to make arguments against me, like I was talking with my biological mother, talking with her, it was just saying like, I felt that there is this arguments against me, but I felt that people don't want to, argue, kind of like in a way, maybe I was like, kind of like, maybe someone took my, maybe because I wasn't really, kind of like in a way, it's just like I can't get out of this whole situation. Like it is there, it is noticeable, and I can't deny that, it is a lot, like kind of like a build-up status that it's just require a lot from a person. Kind of like in a way, it's not like anything that kind of like it require a lot from a person, and I felt that if so basically it is like I wanted to like wanted people to be to say those things to me, kind of like in a way you were a very bad person, kind of like in a way, or you were a very shy person, kind of like that's why you have to go through all of that to build up your status, kind of like in a way it's either. So I just want people to say those things to me, so I felt like I mean, because in other words, it's like, or else I would be like very kind of like in a way I won't be in these situations. Either I would be having all these kind of like successes in my life and everything is going well for me and everything. So kind of either I'm in that situations, or I just wanted someone to point it out to me that you were a very bad person, or you were a very shy person. Kind of like in a way I felt, so that I don't have to deal with this sort of not, what's like my punishment was, kind of like in a way the arguments in my life, I don't, maybe people hated me, but taking revenge on me, but I don't, kind of like in a way, I wanted to know those revenges against me, / arguments is against me, kind of like in a way, that's what I felt that, so that's one side of the argument. The other side of the argument is, like, kind of like in a way, with all these problems is in my life, I kind of wanted to say that, maybe first place wasn't that well accepted. I want to make these kind of arguments is, kind of like with all these problems is in my life, I want to make these kind of arguments is at the same time, people who are celebrating for maybe made it halfway, semi-final, and almost got it like halfway to a first place and throwing party and celebrations, and I'm trying to pose up arguments is about, you know, getting first place. It's kind of like it ruined the parties and celebration and all of that. So it's like, so kind of like in a way, so that's why so both sides of the argument, so that's why like I want to, and then I have accumulated 199 first places, so kind of like in a way, I felt that the mutual would be the Patriot Versus Foreigner. That would be the mutual for the both sides of the argument. Kind of like in a way, you know, it's just kind of like wanted to point out that probably, you know, about the problems is about first places, and not it's gonna have great problems is with people who are celebrating and throwing parties, but you know, on their way to or get to like halfway on their first place, or like on their way to their first play and throwing parties and celebration and all of that. So kind of like it would create problems for those people, seeing that, you know, like when they get there, you know, to the first place, they're gonna, you know, like seeing me like creating problems and like being concerned about the first places, and so that's why I had that mutual about like the whole. So that's why I titled this video Patriot Versus Foreigner. So anyway, like I felt, so based on my side of the argument, that's what I wanted, you know, someone to tell me that I am very bad or I am very shy, and kind of like in a way, you know, like then I felt maybe that's the reason I didn't have all these successes and all these things that would go on my way. It's kind of like in a way, you know, because I was very bad and I was very shy. That's why I didn't have all these successes in my life and all these things that go my way. Kind of like in a way, even with like 199 first places and president positions, kind of like in a way that would be my side of the argument. You know, kind of like would want someone to point out that I was very bad or I was very shy. Kind of like in a way, it's like. So basically, the Patriot versus Foreigner mutual. Basically, like this versus, just like it's called versus, kind of like Patriot versus Foreigner. It's basically this title is called like a versus. So this versus is to have that mutual on like the both sides of the arguments is in my life, and all the arguments is and verses is in my life. So basically, I created this Patriot versus Foreigner as a mutual to all the like the both sides of the arguments is in my life, and also like all the arguments is and verses is in my life. So basically, a mutual for that. So this title, basically this verses is it's titled in Patriot versus Foreigner, and it is to have a mutual for the following, like the both sides of the arguments is in my life, and also all the arguments is and verses is in my life. So for that, so this to have that mutual for that. Also, I wanted to add, kind of like in a way, it is also kind of like that able to express and kind of like in a way this mutual, well, beside those things that